thank you. Oh, you gonna say something? Quick.
You know, it's so important that we take out the time to try to make a difference. I'm a seed planter, and I understand that. So some things have to be said, and God is going to hold you responsible for things that you say and things that you don't say. I've got an opportunity to visit the Seagoville prison system. I'm going to share today with you the Willie Lynch letter. We always talk about black history, but we never get a chance to look at and see what's going wrong with us today. So I'm going to share this with you. You need to listen. You need to really understand why we're in the situation that we're in today. Because we continue to overlook the Willie Lynch letter. Think about this. 1712, this speech was delivered, and it's still affecting us today. This speech was delivered to white slave owners on how to control their blacks. Listen. Gentlemen, I greet you here on the banks of the James River. In the year of our Lord, 1712. First, I shall thank you, the gentlemen of the college of Virginia, for bringing me here. I'm here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. Your invitation reached me on my modest plantation in the West Indies, where I've experimented with some of the newest and still the oldest methods of control of slaves. Ancient Rome would envy us if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south along the James River, named for our illustrious king whose version of the Bible we cherish, I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique. While ancient Rome used cards of woods as crosses for standing human bodies along its old highways in great numbers, you are here using the tree and the rope on occasions. I caught the whiff of a dead slave hanging from a tree a couple of miles back. You are not only losing valuable stock by hangings, you are having uprisings. Slaves are running away. Your crops are sometimes left in the fields too long for maximum profit. You suffer occasional fires. Your animals are killed. Gentlemen, you know what your problems are. I do not need to elaborate. I am not here to enumerate your problem. I am here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method for control of your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slave for at least 300 years. My method is simple. Any member of your family or overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and I make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and they will work throughout the South. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take them and I make them bigger. On top of my list is age, but it is only there because it starts with an A. Second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, size of the plantation, status on the plantation, attitude of owner, whether the slave lives in the valley, on the hill, east, west, north, south, how fine hair, coarse hair, or is short or tall. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust. And envy is stronger than admiration, respect, or admiration. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe even thousands. Don't forget, you must pit the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slave versus the light-skinned slave, and the light-skinned slave versus the dark-skinned slave. You must use the female versus the male. You must also have your white servants and overseers distrust all blacks, but it's necessary that they trust and depend on us. They must love and respect only us. Gentlemen, these are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful. Thank you, gentlemen. I do this because I teach high school at James Madison, and I see the Willie Lynch living in our children when they constantly badgering each other, when they're talking about each other. So if they don't know, because you can be a slave to something that you know nothing about. So God laid this on my heart. I've been on this speech for 10 years. February the 29th is the opportunity that I got a chance to share it with this congregation so that we can see a change. You go down to the prison system and you see these young black males locked up. It's sad. And so I'm touched. And hopefully today that you yourself will no longer let the Willie Lynch letter live within you. Thank you.
Before the choir sang the next song, I thank you for what God has done. Not the slave master, but I do thank you for what God has done. This is my speech today. As we have come from the young black to the middle black to the rich black to the preacher white. Amen. We are all God's children. Oh, why don't you say something? We all come. From T.I. to downtown to the church. If God's going to change it, He's not going to change it by a black slave owner. He's not going to change it by from a white man. He's going to change it from a God man.